It's 2019, Harvard Medical School. A team of researchers is running a study on 10,000 seemingly normal weight Americans. People with BMIs in the healthy range, people who look fine in clothes, people who would never describe themselves as fat. They run the usual tests, but then they add one more thing, a DEXA scan. This machine measures exactly how much of your body is muscle versus fat. And that's when everything went sideways. The researchers discovered something that made them literally halt the study to double-check the results. Ready for this? Nearly 40% of these normal weight people had the same metabolic dysfunction and disease risk as people who were clinically obese. They looked skinny, they weighed the right amount, but inside, they were metabolically broken. The lead researcher reportedly said something like, "We're looking at a hidden health crisis. These people are thin on the outside and metabolically obese on the inside." That's when they invented the term that would change everything: skinny fat. Now, if you live a sedentary lifestyle, eat mostly processed food, and don't lift weights, there's a very good chance you're one of these people right now. You might not look fat, but your body composition is screaming for help. But don't worry, because today I'm showing you exactly how to fix it, and the solution is simpler than you think.
What is skinny fat, anyway? Skinny fat doesn't mean you're a tiny person carrying extra weight, though that's one version. Skinny fat means you have an abnormally high body fat percentage relative to your muscle mass. Here's how it usually happens. You diet your way to a normal weight. The scale says 150 pounds, and you're happy. But what the scale doesn't tell you is that you've lost muscle along with fat. So you're 150 pounds of 30% body fat, mostly from the neck down. That's skinny fat. And it's metabolically catastrophic. Why? Because when you're skinny fat, your metabolism is absolutely destroyed. You can't eat normally without gaining weight. Your insulin sensitivity is shot. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2020, found that people with high body fat percentages, despite normal BMI, had significantly elevated markers of metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance. Translation? Your body is broken in all the ways that matter, even though you look fine. But here's the good news. This is fixable.
Fix number 1, eat protein like your life depends on it. Seriously, this is the foundation. Everything else builds on this. You need to be eating 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. Not current weight, goal weight. Why? Because protein does 3 critical things. First, it preserves and builds muscle tissue. And if you're skinny fat, building muscle is literally your entire goal. You need to recompose your body, trade fat for muscle. Second, protein has the highest thermic effect of any macronutrient. This means your body burns calories just digesting it. You eat 100 calories of protein, your body uses roughly 25 of those calories just processing it. With carbs, that number drops to 5 to 10 calories. Third, protein keeps you full, like actually full. Not the fake, I ate rice and I'm still hungry in 30 minutes full. Real, sustained satiety that stops you from snacking on garbage at 9 p.m. Chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, protein powder, beef, load up on these. Make protein your anchor macronutrient. Build your meals around it. By the way, you can find these real foods and the best recipes out there in our Insulin Resistance Code cookbook. It's filled with simple, science-backed recipes that can help stabilize blood sugar, calm insulin spikes, and still taste amazing. Interested? Check it out in the link below. This alone will change your body composition in weeks.
Fix number 2. Cut the refined carbs like they owe you money. I'm not saying go full keto or cut carbs to dangerous levels, but refined carbs, the stuff that comes in a box with marketing language, that's gotta go. Refined carbs, white bread, pasta, rice, cereals, sugary snacks, spike your blood glucose rapidly. Your pancreas freaks out, dumps insulin, and suddenly all that glucose gets shoved into your fat cells instead of burned for energy. And because refined carbs lack fiber, they're absorbed so quickly that your blood sugar crashes an hour later, leaving you hungry again. It's a cycle of insulin spikes and hunger that keeps you eating constantly. But here's the problem specific to skinny fat people. Your insulin sensitivity is probably already damaged. Your body doesn't respond well to glucose anymore. So when you eat refined carbs, you're basically forcing your pancreas to work overtime just to process mediocre nutrition. So what do you replace them with? Complex carbs. Sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, legumes. These digest slower, keep your blood sugar stable, and actually provide nutrients instead of empty calories. Better yet, vegetables. Eat tons of them.
Fix number 3. Create a modest caloric deficit, but not too modest. All right, here's where people screw up. They go hard in the opposite direction. I'm going to eat 1,200 calories a day. No, stop. That's how you lose muscle and make yourself more skinny fat. A caloric deficit is necessary. You can't build muscle without consuming enough protein, and you can't lose fat without a deficit. But the deficit needs to be moderate. I'm talking 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance level, not 1,500 calories below like some dramatic diet guru recommended on YouTube. Why? Because when your deficit is too aggressive, your body goes into preservation mode. It hoards fat and burns muscle for energy. You end up smaller, but your body composition doesn't change. You're just a smaller version of skinny fat. A study in the International Journal of Sport Nutrition and Exercise Metabolism found that people who maintained a moderate deficit, around 20% below maintenance, while doing resistance training, lost significantly more fat and preserved more muscle than those with aggressive deficits. So here's the math. If your maintenance is 2,200 calories, you eat around 1,700 to 1,900 calories. Not 1,200, not 1,400. Closer to 1,700 to 1,900.
Fix number 4. Consider meal timing. Intermittent fasting is your friend. Look, intermittent fasting isn't some magic hack, but for skinny fat people specifically, it's incredibly useful. Here's why. When you compress your eating window, say you only eat between noon and 8 p.m., you naturally eat fewer calories without having to think about it. You're literally removing meal opportunities. But more importantly, intermittent fasting improves insulin sensitivity over time. Your body gets better at processing glucose. And when you're in a fasting state, like overnight, your body is actually pulling energy from your fat stores. So a simple approach: skip breakfast, eat your first meal at noon, finish eating by 8 p.m. This gives you a 16-hour fast, an 8-hour eating window, and you can still hit your caloric and macro targets without feeling deprived. Some people prefer 14-10, 14 hours fasting, 10 hours eating, or even just 12-12. The point is, compressed eating window equals fewer calories, better insulin response, and the potential for your body to actually use fat for energy. Combined with high protein intake and moderate carbs, this is borderline magical for fixing skinny fat. By the way, if fasting feels like torture to you and you want to know how to fix it, click the link above to watch the next video.
Fix number 5, the brief resistance component. Obviously, you need to lift weights. You can't recompose your body without stimulus to build muscle. But here's the thing. For skinny fat people, diet is like 70% of the battle. I'm saying 70% because I'm being conservative. It might be 80%. You could do zero exercise and still transform your body composition with the diet fixes I just outlined. You'd lose fat, and maintaining high protein intake during that fat loss would preserve muscle. But add resistance training, even just 3 times a week, compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and bench press, and you're not just preserving muscle, you're building it. That changes everything. That's when you go from skinny fat to actually lean and strong. But the diet has to come first. You can't out-train a bad diet.
All right, here's the thing I need to say. You just got the complete roadmap to fix being skinny fat. It's all crystal clear in your head right now. And tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up, open your fridge, and have absolutely no idea what to eat. Because knowing what to do and actually doing it are 2 completely different things. And that's where most people fail. Here's the reality. You're about to close this video, feel motivated for a few hours, and then slip back into your old eating patterns. Because cooking meals that hit your macros feels complicated. That's why we created the Insulin Resistance Code Cookbook. It's not another generic recipe book. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks,
all specifically designed to fix insulin sensitivity and kill skinny fat. Every single recipe has the macros built in. Protein grams, carb counts, everything calculated so you don't have to think. You literally just follow the recipe, hit your numbers, and watch your body recompose. No guessing, no calorie counting headaches, no, is this macro friendly second guessing while you're standing in your kitchen at 6 p.m. The cookbook is ready to go, and honestly, it's the difference between people who watch this video and actually transform versus people who watch and do nothing. If you're serious about fixing this, grab the cookbook in the link below. Your future self will thank you. Your skinny fat body? Not so much. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. See you next time.